welcome back to Storytime. This week we have books all about Halloween. We're going to first start with our first book, At the Old Haunted House. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. Spell, cried the witch. Poof, cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big monster, and her wee monsters too. Stir, cried the ma. We stir, cried the two, and they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house in the dead hollow tree lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens 3. Scratch, cried the mom. Wow, cried the 3, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. Do those look like friendly cats? Or do they look like cranky, mean kitties? Let's see who's next at our haunted house. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblin's floor. Dust, cried the paw. We dust, cried the 4, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where scary things jive lived a ma werewolf and her wee wolfies fly 5. Howl, cried the ma. Can you howl like a werewolf? Hoo, wailed the 5, and they yowled and they howled where scary things jive. In the old haunted house, in a vault made of bricks, lived a paw vampire and his little vamps 6. Show fangs, pa cried. Hiss, went the 6, and they snarled and they shrieked in their vault made of bricks. Look at all those vampires. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy ma bat and her bitty bats 7. Dip dive, cried mom. Flip flap went the 7, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lessons. Look at all those bats. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties 8. Haunt, cried the dad, and what did ghosts say? Boo, cried the 8, and they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. This is one creepy house. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mummy mommy and her wee mummies 9. Mix, called the mommy. We mix, called the 9, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. At the old haunted house, in the dusty old den, lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. Spin, cried the ma. Weave ho, said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. Trick or treat, yelled the children, and the ghost shrieked, Eek! They're scared of the kids. Come in, called Ma Mummy. The monsters made stew, the mummies made cake, and the witches zapped brew. They're having a party. The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. The ghosts floated as the music played, and the black cat scratched, and the werewolves bayed. You howled like a werewolf for me again? Yeah. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright. Let's give a clap for our old haunted house. All right. Our first felt board is going to be 5 owls. So you're going to show me 5. And then I'll put my owls up. And we'll count to make sure I have the correct number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll stick this 5th one right over here. All right, so you're going to show me your 5 owls. These are my 5 owls. And we have 5 little owls on the moonlit night. 5 little owls, what a sight. 5 little owls, are you keeping score? 1 flew away. And then there were, how many? 4. 4 little owls, as happy as can be. 1 flew away, and then there were, how many? 1, 2, 3. 3 little owls, all calling. What do owls say? They say, hoo, hoo. 1 flew away, and that left, how many owls do we have? Move them up. We have 2. 2 little owls having lots of fun. 1 flew away, and that left, how many do we have left? 1. 1 little owl, we're almost done. He flew away, and that left, how many? None. Good job. Okay. Next, we have some Halloween riddles. So you guys are going to help me figure out the answer to my Halloween riddles. It's, what am I? I can float through the air, and I like to shout, boo. Do you remember? We just saw one in the last book. It's a ghost. I'm a spooky ghost. All right, next, I have magic powers, and I wear a cape and a pointed hat, and I like to fly on my broomstick. Who's that? Who do we have next? It's a witch. Good job. I'm orange with a stem, and I grow in a garden. My outer shell is hard, and I'm filled with delicious seeds. What is it? What is it? It's a pumpkin. Good job. I'm covered in fur. I have big ears and very good hearing, and I love to hang upside down. Who's that? What do we have? It's a bat. Good job. Next, I hang on a pole in the garden, and my body is stuffed with hay, and I scare the birds away. Remember from last week? We talked about him last week. It's a scarecrow. I'm awake at night. I can turn my head almost all the way around, and I can see really good in the dark. It was just what our felt board was about. They say, ooh. Who is it? It's an owl. I'm big and goofy, and I like to say, oh, he's also green. It's Frankenstein's monster. I am sleek and furry and black with eyes that glow at night. It also says, meow. It's a cat. I have many bones, including fingers and toes, and I can run and dance and jump. Who do we have? We have a skeleton. have 8 legs and blue blood, and I spin a web for my home. It's a spider. I like to dress up on Halloween and say, trick or treat. It's children. They're trick-or-treaters. All right, good job. You guys were really good with those riddles. Okay, we have another book, and it's a pop-up book. It is Snappy Little Halloween. So let's see what we have first. Are you ready? What is it? It's a witch. Halloween's a time for spells. This witch makes strange things grow. But oops, she made her nose too long. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Let's see what our next Halloween creature is. Are you ready? What do we have? We have a cat. Cats really don't like flying. It makes their soft fur frizz. But when the witch says the magic words, bang, pop, whiz. Look at it. Okay, you ready for our next Halloween creature? What is it? It's another skeleton. This skeleton feels very stiff. He wants to stretch and wiggle. So he does a moonlight dance. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. All right, who's our next creature? Are you ready? What is it? It's a bat. Bats love to fly in the dark of night. Just see this spooky chap. He's off to find some scary fun. Flap, flap, flap. Next we have... It's a ghost. When friendly ghosts come calling and ask, how do you do? They smile, they sigh, and then reply. What do ghosts say? Boo, boo, boo. Next, we have a vampire. What happened to his pants? This silly little vampire, he thinks he's scaring you, but he doesn't know his pants fell down. Boo! 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 Oh, we have a mummy. A mummy's wrapped in bandages. This is a fact well known. But if someone should pull them off, he'll moan and groan and moan. Next we have a knight. Is someone in this armor, or is it just a prank? The visor opens and then slams shut. Clank, clank, clank. What's next? Oh no, it's monster. Most monsters play on Halloween, but this one's all a quiver. He stays in bed and hides and shivers, shivers, shivers. A monster that's scared? And last, oh, we have a pumpkin. Now Halloween is almost here. It really is a scream. Hello, calls the jack-o'-lantern. Happy Halloween. All right, we have one more felt board. And it's going to be some pumpkins. And you guys are going to help me with the colors of my pumpkins. So what color is our pumpkin usually on Halloween? They're orange, right? So I have a little problem. I've got a little... What color? It's a white pumpkin. It's the cutest I've ever seen. But I hope my little pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. Now I have a little, what color is our next pumpkin? It's yellow. Pumpkin, the cutest I've ever seen, but I hope my yellow pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. Now I have a little brown pumpkin. Are pumpkins supposed to be brown? No, they're not good if they're brown. The cutest I've ever seen, but I hope my brown pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. Next, I have a little, is this the right color? No, it's pink. I have a little pink pumpkin, the cutest I've ever seen, but I hope my pink pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. Next, I have a gray pumpkin, the cutest I've ever seen, but I hope my gray pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. And last I have a, what color? Purple pumpkin, the cutest I've ever seen. But I hope my purple pumpkin turns orange for Halloween. And I hope I have a little, what color? Orange pumpkin, the cutest I've ever seen. Yay! My orange pumpkin, my little pumpkin is finally orange for Halloween. All right, good job. Let's clap. And now we have our Halloween craft. We are going to be making little witch kitties. So you are going to come, when you pick up, it's just this sheet of paper. You're going to color. You can make your kitty whatever color you want. You're going to cut it out. And there's a little reminder of what he should look like up in the corner. And you're going to tape or glue everything. And then you'll have a little Halloween kitty. Thank you for coming to Storytime. And I'll be back again next week. Have a happy Halloween.